Hi everyone, I'm Madhav, Vice President of Realme. A warm welcome to all our friends who are watching us live. Today I want to share some exciting stories with you before introducing the new products. It has been 14 years since the birth of the first smartphone, and smartphones have significantly changed everyone's life. There have been many great brands which contributed to the development of the industry. Realme is honored to be the part of this, bringing innovative technology and leap-forward products to the global youth. We have been very lucky. We went from ranking 47th in the global smartphone market to entering top 6 for the first time in the short 3 years. With a smartphone market share of 5%, Realme became the 5th biggest Android smartphone brand. 5G have played a key role in the rapid growth of Realme. According to the Counterpoint report, Realme's sales of 5G smartphones in the emerging markets accounted for 16% of the total smartphone sales, surpassing Samsung's 10% and Xiaomi's 11%, highest among all the Android smartphone brands. Realme has become the true 5G popularizer. In the meantime, Realme is also the fastest growing brand in the top 6 based on our current growth rate. We expect to double our global market share to 10% in 3 years. Single-year shipments will reach to 100 million units in 2023. What made us even more proud is that more and more medias and users regard our products as flagship killers. They see Realme as a real industry giant challenger. At the Realme GT offline event in Warsaw, Poland, a Realme user named Jeremy drove 350 kilometers from Wrocław, the westernmost city in Poland, to Warsaw to participate in the Realme GT offline event, hoping to be the first to experience it in hand. Our team member in Poland feels more encouraged to be affirmed by the users than just becoming top 3 smartphone brand in Poland. I would like to especially thank our 100 million users around the world. Thank you for your support and feedbacks on the new product features so that we can work with you to create better products. For now, we will concentrate our resources to build 2 hero product series, Realme GT series and the Realme Number series. The Realme GT series will keep being flagship killers challenging the industry's giant. We will also introduce the premium flagship in the GT series later this year, competing with the industry's top-notch flagship head to head. As for Number series, it will fulfill our mission of bringing leap-forward products to the global youth with leap-forward performance and the trend-setting designs. Speaking of Realme's designs, you might have been impressed by the Realme's first fluorescent back design on the Realme 8 Pro, world's first dual-tone leather back on the Realme GT, and world's first suitcase back design on the GT Master Edition. All of the great designs come from the Realme Design Studio, the first independent design studio in the smartphone industry, just like Porsche Design to the Porsche. Realme Design Studio was founded by the industry design director Sere and Realme visual design director Paco, which now has over 40 young and talented designers, introduced over 100 works, won multiple world-class design awards. In the future, Realme Design Studio will cooperate with top design colleges, designers and fashion brands, keep bringing new elements and ideas to the smartphone designs. Now I will hand over the stage to JJ, who will give us an introduction of today's new product, Realme GT Neo 2.
Thanks, Madhav. Hello everyone, my name is JJ. Thank you for joining us today. GT Neo 2 is one of the most anticipated Realme device ever. Well, that's because this is the most polished, well-rounded flagship we have made so far. But before that, I would like to talk about Realme GT series. There have been a lot of discussions among fans and tech enthusiasts alike on what Realme GT is. So today, I would like to take the opportunity to give you some insights on what Realme GT is. With so many flagship smartphones floating around in the market, it has become more common for companies to focus on meaningless innovation just to stand out, even if they don't benefit the users. Companies pay little attention to details. The quality of material used aren't as great as it should be, which affects the overall tactile experience when using the phone. And the price of the phone also doesn't make a lot of sense. Flagship smartphones are getting more expensive each year as companies squeeze in more hardware whether you need it or not. So the mission of Realme GT line is to make the best flagship smartphones that tech enthusiasts and power users would love to use. On the surface, this may sound obvious, but it is really hard to do it well. To do that, we have to focus on a few things. First, it is to have a deep understanding of our users' needs and wants. That drives us to design products that strikes delicate balance between form, function, and aesthetics. That will mean in refining every details and elements obsessively. Finally, since not all innovations are beneficial to our users, we need to have the courage to focus on innovations that truly matters. And that was the inspiration and principle for our Realme GT product line. We are surprised and encouraged to see many people resonate with that product approach. A few months ago, we have launched the first Realme GT globally as the genesis of our new step into the flagship space, with a follow-up of Realme GT Master Edition and Realme GT Explorer Master Edition in collaboration with Naoto Fukusawa. The attention and response from everyone around the world was overwhelming. We are incredibly grateful and excited for the support from you guys. From there, we have kept a close eye on your feedback on these products. In fact, we have also been looking closely at the smartphone industry trends. It used to be the case where you pay more for better specs and experience, hence the flagship price. But this is no longer the case today. The price to specs ratio of flagships has been moving in an opposite direction, where paying more doesn't necessarily mean flagship specs in all categories. Let's take a look at a typical flagship product setup to illustrate my point. You can see that while it has some top-tier specs in some area, but some sacrifices were made in other areas too. That means some part of user experience are great, but may not be so in other departments. And this is what we want to change with GT Neo 2. We want to build a product from a holistic approach with a smart product choices that gives tech enthusiasts and power users a well-rounded flagship experience. Everything that we have learned and accumulated from all Realme GT fans throughout this period has led to this moment. Realme GT Neo 2 is the result of many months of refinement on both software and hardware, making the user experience truly special. This is our most polished, well-rounded flagship yet. For everything you need, from flagship performance to smooth and secure software experience, well, this is everything in Neo. There's a famous quote by a great philosopher, Aristotle, saying that a whole is more than sum of its parts. With smartphones, a great experience doesn't come from a single specs. Often people attribute certain specs to the overall experience. We think that it is not simply the case. Great smartphone experience is more than the parts. It is about getting the hardware and software working together unanimously, giving you a polished, well-rounded experience. Having said that, Realme GT 2 has one of the most impressive specs we're going to see this year. So if you are here for the specification, I'm going to share everything about it in the next 30 seconds. It runs on the latest Snapdragon 870 processor, stainless steel Vapor Coating Plus, features a 120Hz E4 AMOLED display, 64 megapixel triple camera, and a 5000 mAh battery with a 65-watt super dark charging. Now that the specs are out, this is it. For those of you who are interested to see what GT Neo experience is all about, let me tell you all about it. We think there are 5 things we have to focus on GT Neo 2 to create a truly polished experience. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The first thing you notice about a product is its design. As we spend more time with our smartphone these days, it became part of how we keep in touch with people we care about. So we want to create a form factor that is comfortable to be held on even for a long period of time. And that's why we spend a lot of time refining and iterating every last details down to 0.01 millimeter at a time. We often create a whole new prototype just to make sure we get all the elements, tactility, and visual right. To do that, we have studied over 1,000 different hand samples from all around the world to understand how smartphone is influenced by the contact area with the user's palm. We learned that the ideal comfortable hand feel is where the weight and pressure distributed evenly throughout the contact area. In GT Neo 2, we concluded there are three key areas we should focus on in order to create the ideal, comfortable hand feel. They are curvature, thickness, and material texture. So we have implemented a continuous curve back and an exact 52-degree angle. Thanks to its brilliant contour design, GT Neo 2 fits naturally at the palm of a hand with minimum contact of edges and corners. Built on remarkable precision, GT Neo 2 is just 8.6 millimeter thick and weighs at just under 200 grams. You will immediately notice how slim and comfortable it is in your hand when you first pick up. We have also put in extra care on parts that you might never see, but you can certainly feel it. In GT Neo 2, we have also improved the haptic experience with X-axis linear motor. So the response is now stronger and more responsive, giving you a true force feedback that feels crisp and tight. This is the kind of product choice we made to improve your experience, even if it's too small to be noticed at first glance. Let's move on to the back of the phone. This is also where our engineers and product designers spend most of their time on. We did a lot of experiments with color and glass. We make sure GT Neo 2 looks as good as it feels. Right off the bat, GT Neo 2 features a refined matte AG finish. We achieved this by making countless precise tiny corrosions on the surface of the glass to ensure the glass durability is still intact. The result is a smooth, silky, tactile feeling when you're holding onto it. All in all, from the curvature of the device to the haptic motor, realme GT Neo 2 has the most polished hand feel